There have been threats to our schools. One of our schools was burnt down, and we wanted to go and rebuild it, but the parents were too scared to send their girls.
Such privately run community schools stand in stark contrast to these Pakistani public schools. In Pakistan, public schools are a disaster. Pakistan's literacy rate is only 50%, yet the government spends only a tiny fraction on education. Even of the money that is spent, much doesn't make it down to the classroom. In recent years, audits have uncovered hundreds of what are called ghost schools.
The ghost schools are actually where, according to the books, the money is going for schools and salaries, but you actually go to the school does not exist. It's just on paper.
What happens?
They only have furniture for 2 classes.
But the public schools that do exist are severely understaffed and ill-equipped. Here in this village in the southern Punjab, we found the entire student body studying under a tree outside. Only one teacher had bothered to show up for work that day, and so he was teaching the student body, ranging from kindergarten to 5th grade. Beyond the funding shortages and the corruption, one problem is a complete vacuum of leadership. Pakistan's new president, Asif Ali Zardari, has just appointed a new education minister who would fit fine in a Taliban government. That education minister, Mir Hazar Khan Bijrani, was arrested by the Supreme Court for presiding over a council that ordered 5 little girls to be taken from their homes and handed over to an enemy clan to be married to much older men to resolve a tribal dispute. While the public education system in Pakistan seems stuck in the Stone Age, Dil has made tremendous strides in rural education, attracting some 13 students who might otherwise remain illiterate and cut off from the larger world.
So many doctors. 1, 2, 3 doctors. What about you? Teacher. Okay.
The group makes a point of creating a local ownership of the schools. Since at the Pind Malkan School, located in a village outside Islamabad, the land for the school was donated by a local family, and all the teachers are hired from the community.
From a job.
The result is a town willing to defend its school against the threat of fundamentalism.
After very difficulty, we have built this school. We are looking after this school like our. We cannot allow Salman to come and destroy this.
Despite this progress, the needs for rural education in Pakistan are breathtaking. Resources are limited. At Pind Malkan, classes only go up to the 5th grade, and parents worry about the lack of options for their children afterward.
For us, it is better if the school is upgraded to class 10, because there is nowhere else my girl could go.
Barack Obama has pledged more involvement in Afghanistan and Pakistan. If he wants to make a real difference, President Obama would be wise to fund NGOs like Dil that provide education rather than simply send more military aid to Pakistan. The problem is that Pakistan's army and elites often see the enemy as India, when the country's greatest enemy is actually illiteracy. From Pakistan, this is Nicholas Kristof of the New York Times.
So, a couple of facts. Dil was originally started for education for females, but now they've opened their schools up to males as well. According to USA statistics, and like you heard in the video, 50% of Pakistanis cannot read. And of the 65% of Pakistani children enrolled in school, less than half completes 5 years of schooling. And on any given day, close to 1/4 of the teachers in public schools are likely to be absent. So this is in a country where the pupil-to-teacher ratio is already extremely high at 55 to 1. And then consequently, illiteracy is a huge problem. So it's against this background that Dil was created. Dil, which stands for Developments in Literacy, is a US-backed 501c3 nonprofit organization. And it was launched in 1997 by Pakistani Americans, and very strong desire to improve the dismal state of the education in Pakistan's underdeveloped areas. Committing from our hearts, which is an acronym DIL stands for From Urdu, we established DIL's mission to promote literacy among children living in the most disadvantaged areas of Pakistan. DIL is currently educating 16,000 children in all 4 provinces of Pakistan, and they have established over 200 schools. Also, they have chapters in the United States, in Los Angeles, New York, San Francisco, Washington, Houston, San Diego, in Ottawa and Toronto in Canada, and then also United Kingdom and Singapore. In addition to that, DIL is registered in Pakistan under Societies Registration Act and has an office in Islamabad that is responsible for the implementation of projects. Last year, DIL established a teacher training center and is developing its own curriculum. They have grants from USAID, Levi Strauss, Target AMC, and the UN Foundation, just to name a few. DIL works in collaboration with local Pakistani non-governmental organizations, and they're selected from a very stringent criteria. And these NGOs are responsible for the day-to-day runnings of DIL's primary and secondary school, while DIL funds, monitors, and provides guidance. DIL runs 23 schools directly, and an utmost important emphasis is laid on financial transparency, as all DIL accounts are audited on an annual basis. So we're hopeful that with the increased measure of empowerment in their daily lives, these communities will ultimately be able to raise a common voice for the needs and concerns. But to achieve this long-term impact, it's not enough to provide these children with just an education per se, unless and until they're provided with an education of a particular standard. So with that in mind, I just like to say that the only way to end terror and extremism is through education and alleviating poverty. And by empowering the future mothers and fathers of Pakistan, we've taken a powerful step. That's pretty much all I have to say. And one more thing, the reason why I wanted to talk to you guys all about this is because a lot of young people here in Denver are planning to throw on a cultural show to raise funds for DIL. We haven't set a date yet, but it's going to consist of traditional cultural dances, singing, skits, so it should be a fun show, and we're planning on having it sometime towards mid to late October. So I'll definitely keep Noor Uncle and Hassan Bhai posted, and so we'll definitely let you guys know exactly when we're going to have that, and hopefully we can have your support. Thank you very much.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that should conclude our speech session. So the dinner is almost ready. We're going to start serving the salads first, and then the rest of the meal will continue. And then please do keep an eye on our website, which is www.pcacolorado.com. We have updates for everything and pictures, of course. So if you want to see how you look today, you can check the video on the website when you go back. Thank you very much, and we're going to be ready with the food. Thank you.
I thought Aisha was here.
Oh, sorry.
If we can sit in our seats and let the servers continue to serve the food, that would not delay it further. So kindly take your seats, and we will have a continuous flow of food to each table very quickly. Thank you.